Ladies and gentlemen and dear friends, may I first of all welcome you to this performance, Reykjavik play. And with your permission, I would like to share something which happened before I came to this performance, a few ideas. First of all, someone asked me before the performance, does the play have a happy end? And in my gloom and doom Hungarian mindset, I said, happy end. And the closest which came to my mind was catharsis. Yeah. Catharsis, which I tried to develop further, and I turned it into plural. I am not sure whether I can pronounce it, but there is an E at the end, catharsis, a series of catharsis. And let me try to quickly, without taking away too much time or too much oxygen from the performance, let me try to walk you through some of the stages of this so-called series of catharsis. Act 1, this is the Reykjavik stage, and I gave a subtitle to it, the beginning of the end of the Cold War. And the idea here is that the Reykjavik meeting did not produce the type of breakthrough and revolution which might have been expected by the leaders. At the same time, it triggered a series of defining moments, at least for what we call cooperative security, treaties and arrangements, abolishing and removing one category of nuclear weapons, abolishing chemical weapons, opening the road for the treaty for which I am working, for the test ban treaty. And these were like defining moments, and I could call them like a golden age of collective security. And by the way, probably thanks to some of these arrangements, the end of the Cold War remained cold, and not something less cold. So this is Act 1 of the catharsis, but then I was trying to think through, was there anything which precluded the catharsis? Was there anything which was forcing the leaders or making an impact on the thinking of the leaders to arrive at this catharsis solution? And I went back to the early 1980s, and at least in my part of the world, very cold winds were blowing in the political corridors at that time. There was a fear and there was an obsession about preemptive first strikes. And just to describe the situation, one incident from 1983, it's recalled by many, when there was as it later turned out, a false alert in the Soviet alert system, and it was one person, Lieutenant Colonel Petrov was his name, who did not escalate this incident to something which might have become very, very dramatic. So this is an incident which, in my mind, is a bit describing what forced the leaders to arrive at the catharsis, and what was the tragic drama. And then another act, and this act I would call the beginning and the end of the Toth act. And here I am speaking about something which is beginning in August 1963, when a forerunner of the test ban treaty was pushing underground, atmospheric, and underwater nuclear tests. And then again, a series of cooperative arrangements were following this particular step. There was a prohibition of the placement of nuclear weapons on the moon, on the seabed, the non-dissemination, what was called at that time, of nuclear weapons came into forefront. Latin America was getting rid of nuclear weapons. So all these series of measures, biological weapons outlawed, all these series of measures were creating something which might be called a grand slam of arms control, non-proliferation, and to a certain degree disarmament. So another sort of catharsis. And then again, I tried to figure out, at least for myself, so again, what forced the leaders? What led the leaders to arrive at this type of release of this catharsis? And here, it's more a personal memory of mine, and this personal memory is from October 1962. And it's a bit of a family story. As I trace back, this family story happened somewhere around the 26th or 27th of October. And there was a very gloomy family discussion. And it turned out that what we were discussing at that time later was called the Cuban Missile Crisis. And I couldn't figure out with my head of an 8-year-old that what was discussed, a thermonuclear war in the family. But this was the discussion which took place probably in many, many families around the world. And probably it was a discussion, it turns out more recently from the memoirs of Jacqueline Kennedy as transcribed by Sorensen, that this discussion took place even in the family of President Kennedy, when Jacqueline Kennedy walked over and told, look, I would like to die next to you, and the children do too. So this is another type of precursor which led to the type of catharsis, a tragic drama preceding this catharsis. We are in Act 3 now, and the Act 3 has no time frame, and this Act 3 has no subtitle. We have no name for this Act 3 here, and now in 2012. And what I would like to see is, yes, it would be great to see the next catharsis. It could be hopefully like an arrangement I'm working for, moving forward, nuclear abolition moving forward. But what would be more important in my judgment, this sequencing where the catharsis comes second, but it is preceded by the tragic drama. I would like to have the catharsis first and skip the tragic drama. So this is the closest which again comes to my gloom and doom Hungarian mind about the happy end. I would wish that you would enjoy here yourself. So let's have the play speak for itself. Let's have the actors play and speak for the actors of that time. What I would like to do, of course, I would like to thank, first of all, the actors, the producers, the director, everyone who enabled to stage this play. I mentioned already to Richard Ross yesterday, this whole idea started 2.5 years ago, and my point was even the longest road has a last step. Richard, this is the last step. Sorry for the delay, and thanks for your patience. And I would like to thank the amazing panel we assembled, and there will be an amazing discussion afterwards. And last but not least, if you allow me, I would like to thank my own team, Annika Thunborg, and an amazing group of people who, for so many years, I should say, have been working on it. So enjoy the play and enjoy the evening. Thank you so much.